Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So, big question here is: are we bottom of range, or is this a break of the range? So, what I normally like to do is just put the lowest point of the range in and just see what we have, and that is sort of a retest of bottom of range at the moment. Very small inside bar here. The bearish component of this is the crossover of the moving averages here. So just looking at the 8th hour, this is still range bound. Still have zero interest in chasing a short at the moment, but there could be a inverse cup and handle or head and shoulders, depends which way you want to look at it, forming, but it could also be bottom of range. So you obviously want to see a decent break below this and then a pullback to come and retest this zone, and that would trigger medium term shorts for me. For now, we want to have a look at what we can see at 3 hour, nothing new. You can see we just get a pin bar here off what was the original bottom of the range, and then we got an engulfing bar below that. But have a look there. Now we've got inside bar, inside bar. So with a little bit of is there diversions here? No diversion. So moving averages have crossed over, pointing to the downside. So if you were looking to short this, you want to be shorting higher up. You definitely don't want to be shorting here. And see some comments that I'm not picking tops and bottoms. Well, guess what, guys? I don't pick tops and bottoms. So been burnt many times trying to do that. So we don't do it. So what we want to do is we want to see the direction that the market is going in currently, which is short. And you can see there was a level that came into play here. Pullback wasn't a decent setup there, and then we sort of moved quite strongly to the downside. Here we do have diversions on the 1 hour. So not interested in this level. Interested in what's happening up here, 15862. That if you start rejecting that area, or even a little bit higher, at 15886, that would trigger shorts, and that would be shorts back into this area here of 15725, or alternatively 15679. So the trend is down at the moment on the hour. We are potentially bottom of a bigger range. You need to pay very close attention to that. And if you look at this on the 15-minute, you can see there was moved down. Was that market open? Yeah, that was market open here. And then you had a rejection bar, an inside bar, another inside bar, and then there you had another sort of little rejection of that area. So this was definitely your short area. Your stop would have been above the high of the day, 100 points, and you're looking for 170 odd points, which you got quite easily. So just pay attention. If you're on the 15-minute, pay attention to this area right here as well. You see there's a gap here. Sorry, there are two areas. It's going to make the chart really messy for you. So you can see there's a swing low. There's another one there. This tail is obviously going to it's going to give the bears some kind of area of resistance, but I have a feeling that has already been tested here, and now we've sort of popped above it. So look for the next level. It's 15784, or alternatively 15817. So we're looking for a rejection of that area for a move to the downside. So trend is down right now, so it's down until it's not, but you need to be very cognizant of the fact that you could be bottom of range on the higher time frames. 1 hour is looking like a bit of a flag here, with the oscillators easing up at the moment. So I would definitely be interested in those levels I've given you up here. And you can look to the left, you can see the chaos that is here. So that would just make so much sense for a continuation to the downside, and you're going to be looking to test 15679. If we break through 15679 today, that could be the floodgates opening for a bigger move to the downside. But you need to look to the left to understand how much structure is here, and there are going to be a lot of stops sort of in this area here. Probably the biggest amount of stops will be below the swing low here. That's going to be people that have been holding long either from here or further back. Okay, so that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. Very reluctant to be long or short on the higher time frames, but if you just get down to the lower time frames, I would be interested in seeing what happens here. Trend is down, looking for a continuation short just to come and test the bottom of this bigger range again. If we start dropping below that this morning, then I would want to see a retest of that before looking for another short. In other words, if I don't get up here and we immediately drop, I'd want to see what happens, come back, reject one of these two areas here, and reject it properly on the 15-minute before jumping in with a tight stop for a continuation down, because that could be the break to the downside. But on the same breath, it could actually be just the bottom of the range. Now, just pay very close attention to the monthly. You can see all the levels we've got in here. Previous high, look at the monthly oscillators. That's a big inside bar off a level. There's a level there from the monthly, so that's 16,061, which was the level, and I've got this big inside bar with the tail rejection. So you start dropping below the lows of yesterday, which are essentially the low. No, it won't be able to check now, but that is the low of the month. So you start dropping below the low of the month. Look what's next. That's your next logical area, which is all the way down at 14,821. Just pay attention to the weekly here as well, because we're coming into the close of the week. You had a big inside bar, and this is now a continuation. We've dropped below the low of the week, but we haven't closed below the low of the week just yet. So we're still waiting for that to happen. Look at the oscillators. So all of this is just pointing to a bearish move to the downside. And if you look to the left, these are the tails here that we're looking for support. This is a big area that we're in, but not as big as this area down here in 14,821. So yeah, just coming back to the hour, 8 hour, you need to be really cautious. But if you're looking at the hour, it could very well be just move up, find a rejection area here, and then break through the structure. And if it does break through that structure, you've got a fairly big move to the downside, which is going to be rocky, to say the least, because look at all these tails here, which are going to offer resistance, sort of support, should I rather say. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. So it does look like we're potentially going to be breaking this range to the downside, but let's rather be short higher up than trying to jump in short here and then stretch yourself out while price rises like this, and then come and test an area and then plummet through. So it's either a break and retest on the 15-minute with a really tight stop loss, or it's a pullback on structure, rejection, tight stop loss still. Once it's moving, I'd move stop to entry, and then anticipate the break of this to the downside. Okay. Lastly here is just get your, we've got a measured move component here. There's two things here. So first one is measured move there. So that doesn't take us too far away. If you look to the left, you'll see structure. You see that. And then the second part of this is just take the range. Well, actually, no. If it's a cup and handle, let's take the cup and handle. Got chaos here. So that would be that one, which takes us to there. I'll just use this level here and then have a look to the left. What do you see? A gap and more structure. Okay, so a break of this area is going to be telling you've got a good potential to get down to this area, unless there's some ambush along the way, which could be very possible with all these tails here. Anyway, that's kind of the view that we've got at the moment, and that's on the 8 hour. If you get down to the hour, the trend is down. That's the intraday that we're looking for. If you look at the 15-minute, the trend is down, so you want to go with the trend. Got a gap here, need that gap to close, got a big gap to the downside. Everything measures out for a move to the downside, so the structure is there. What you want to be doing is just looking for a better area to short than just trying to jump in down here with a wide stop. Anyway, hope that helps. watch out for the politicians, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.